Hello viewers and everyone out there in internet land. This week we're going right back into Expanded for Pokemon. We're talking the impact of Flames of Destruction and what it means for your next regional. Well, I hope you have your swimsuits on because we're about to go deep into the fish tank. With the Expanded Pokemon Regional happening this past weekend in Salt Lake City, with over 200 Masters participating in the event, the biggest question on everyone's mind was, how can we beat the Fox? Ooh boy, did you guys ever find a way to keep those Fox boys down? With only 7 appearing in the top 32, and only 1 sneaking its way in the top 8, which is a far cry from its dominance the last 2 expanded events. The top 8 was just full of Foxate, featuring 1 Sableye Garbodor, 1 Mono Fox, 1 Lucario, 2 Gardevoir GX, and 3 Drampa Garbodors. So as you can see, this top 8 was just full of garbage. It's a joke because Garbodor is made of garbage. Anyways. Congrats to Caleb Somners for winning the event with Sableye Garbodor. Since most of you will have no idea what this deck does, I'll give you a brief overview of the deck. This deck functions as a stall deck, featuring the ability Lock Garbodor to lock down abilities, while you use energy denial supporters like Team Flare Grunt and Team Skull Grunt to either pick energy off the opponent's active Pokemon or sniping energy out of their hand, while using Trick Shovel to deck your opponent out, while using Sableye's ability to attack to recur your item cards. So, with Sableye, you're basically playing 2 additional copies of every item card that you're playing, so long as the Sableye lives and you get to continuously attack with it. Which, if all goes according to plan, you'll be able to pick off energy, and then use Trick Shovel to keep your opponent out of, like, good supporters or Versus Seekers. All the while, you're just Garbodoring, locking down their abilities, and, you know, it's just a good old-fashioned game of Pokemon. Let's see who decks out first. So the question last week was, how do you beat Fox? And outside of denying them their abilities, other decks like Gardevoir and Lucario just chose to outmuscle the Fox deck by applying a huge amount of pressure with a main attacker that can take multiple hits from Fox, as well as either 1-hit knockout or 2-hit knockout, or in Guardy's case is playing a backup attacker, Gallade, where it just 1-hits the Zoroark. Pretty cool. But we've all seen Guardy lists, so let's take a look at this cool, fresh new fighting list. Lucario, piloted by Martin Whiteford. This list features the Octillery Dry Engine, as well as 2 other really awesome backup attackers in the form of Buzzwole GX and Landorus EX. Both of these attackers can take 1-hit knockout against any Fox basic in the early game, with 1 damage, 30 to the active, then 30 to the bench. So you're doing 60 to every Zora, as well as putting 30 on any other basic. So you're shoring up 1-hit knockouts on the basics before the Fox can set up, as well as putting the damage counters somewhere else. So even if they do manage to evolve in the Zoroark GX the next turn, it basically shores up a 1-hit knockout, while relying on Lucario GX as its primary attacker to 1-hit knockout everything, and I mean absolutely everything in Mono Fox, while featuring one of the best supporters for any fighting deck in Karina. This is also one of the few decks in the format not playing the expensive cache searcher, I mean computer search. This deck seems to be super budget friendly, especially if you're already playing Lucario in Standard, since most of the cards serve a dual purpose, being in both Standard and Expanded. And I personally think this deck is a fantastic starting point if you're just trying to get into the format, especially if you need it to play at your local league cups. This deck is really good, has solid matchups across the board. I recommend. Solid 9 out of 10 deck. So it's May, and instead of talking about the April 2018 ban list like how I initially planned to talk about, because I thought Konami would give us this list last week, I'm talking about the impact Flames of Destruction is having on the regional meta. So let's jump right on in and talk about Flames of Destruction. Flames of Destruction has only been out for a week, and oh boy, that is capital O, capital boy. This set has made a dusty divot-sized impact on the format, at least on the regional level so far. With the set bringing out new support for old archetypes like Altergeist monsters, so I guess they're technically old, along with bringing its own regional topping archetype in Elemental Sabers. But the absolute real winners from this set this past weekend are the Nightmare monsters. These generic extra deck monsters, yes, I said generic, so if you're playing any deck that uses extra deck and you want to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, I highly recommend you pick up at least one of each of these monsters. You possibly might need 2 Goblin because that card is just absolutely insane. They give basically any deck a virtual toolbox in their extra deck while filtering through cards if they are co-linked. which is huge. These cards do everything. They slice, they dice, they, in the form of Nightmare Unicorn, they have non-destroying spot removal. In the form of Nightmare Phoenix, they have spell and trap removal. And in the form of Nightmare Goblin, which is possibly the best play extender in the game right now, giving you an additional normal summon. These cards are insane. I'm going to show you a deck that takes full advantage of the Nightmare engine, as well as pulling off some insane combos that put even the dreaded Pendulum Magician deck to absolute shame. Seriously, whenever this deck goes off, it makes Pendulum Magician look terrible. So, fair warning, this might be the most complicated and least budget-friendly deck I've possibly ever talked about, at least so far on the show. But for those of you on a budget, cutting the Ash Blossoms and Infinite Permanence should save you guys a pretty penny. But the deck, outside of the Nightmare cards, is super cheap, especially if you already have your Ghost Ogres from like past seasons. This deck took first place at Las Vegas Regional this past weekend, and congrats to Infinite Gospel for taking the event down with Goki Nightmare. I'm not going to go over every combo this deck can do, quite frankly, because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And every deck can pull off a million combos, and I haven't put in my time or due diligence to explain to you every combo in the deck. Just know that if you have a Junk Forward, a Goki Suplex, and another monster, you can basically make any card in your extra deck twice, and you can build up a huge board from it. This deck takes full advantage of the Goki's ability to replace themselves with other Goki cards, as well as taking full advantage of the Goki Monster Reborn and Goki Rematch. But the true key card of the deck is Isolated Two Tails of the Noble Knights, thanks to its ability to pitch one of the best equipped spell cards in the game to the graveyard and adding a warrior. Hopefully this gives you guys a good base to expand upon and adapt from. I think this is a fine level 1 deck, and I look forward to seeing just how crazy fast this deck can get in the future. Like seriously, like if there's going to be a cool nutty combo deck, that's going to be with the Nightmare Goki engine. Rejoice card fighters! Right now you can save 20% off of all CFV singles when you use coupon code CFV20 at checkout. Now it's time to build that sweet CFV deck for even less. With Mother's Day being right around the corner, make Mom proud this year by saving on over 500 discounted card singles and sealed items from Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, HeroClix, and other miniatures in our Mother's Day sale going on now. Like, save big on our Plasma Freeze booster box or our Rivals of Ixalan booster boxes. I know my mom would absolutely love a Mind Flayer trophy to go right above her bedroom door. So, that's all the news this week, guys, and before I leave, I want you guys to do something. I want you guys to comment below on our Facebook link or on our YouTube video. I want you guys to comment and let me know what you guys want to see. Yes, I check every single time there's a video goes up. I check every single comment. There hasn't been a lot of it. But I want you guys to comment and just tell me what you guys want to see. You guys want to see more top 10 lists? You guys want to see more deck profiles like how I did this show? Like, let me know. It helps me direct the channel. It helps me, well, it helps keep this little fish afloat, you know? So just let me know what you guys want to see. So, as always, you are you, I'm Gaming Fish, and this has been an extra deep episode of The Fish Tank.